Hello everyone, welcome to today's trading webinar. I'm Kim, Business Advisor at Odoo Asia Pacific. And para sa webinar today, I'll be going over yung mga typical na business processes na kailangan natin using Odoo as the ERP system. So ang agenda natin today, I'll go over yung company background first to give us some context kung ano yung kailangan nating gawin with the system. Next, ano yung mga typical na pain points ng mga kumpanya na kailangan nila ng isang sistema. And then susunod, yung ating mga daily workflows, yung mga activities natin na kailangan nating gawin through Odoo para maging mas efficient and matrack natin each individual step. And then, of course, I will be going over the whole workflow on the demo. Okay, so ang ating company background ay Odoo Fiesta Trading. Ito ay isang small trading company na nagbebenta ng local delicacies at seasonal trending items. Meron silang 2 warehouse locations at wala silang gamit na sistema or software at lahat ng admin tasks ay manually ginagawa. Ang mga pain points ng ating kumpanya ay number 1, madalas silang nagbabiyahe in order to trace and monitor yung mga deliverables sa company. So, since meron silang 2 locations, ito ay hassle sa ating business owners. Pangalawa, mahirap i-track or i-monitor yung mga stock, yung mga inventory natin, and yung mga customer orders. Dahil lahat ng transaction ay manually ginagawa. Pangatlo, since they are looking for a system para sa panibago nilang branch, kailangan nila ng full system na makaka-address ng lahat ng scope ng kanilang operations requirements. Ang daily workflow ng company na ito ay, first, chine-check nila ang product stocks and nagkikreate ng purchase order for different locations, so for each branch. Susunod, kailangan nilang gumawa ng quotations para sa kanilang mga customers and kailangan nilang isend ito through email or attachment PDF through Viber. This is going to be paid by yung mga customers through GCash or Paymaya or online payment. Susunod, kailangan nilang i-gather lahat ng delivery orders and i-schedule ito at the end of the day. Next, kailangan nilang i-monitor lahat ng stock counts nila with inventory reports manually. So, madalas ito ginagawa at the end of the day. And lastly, tinatrack nila lahat ng sales and purchases as well as invoices sa accounting. So, let's see this in a demo. Okay, so nasa dashboard tayo ni Odoo. Ang unang makikita natin ay para lang siyang smart device at marami tong apps na nakikita natin para sa mga daily operations requirements natin. So, I'll be going over isa-isa yung mga iba-ibang mga apps and ano yung mga sakop nito. Let's start first with the Contacts app. So, if I click on Contacts, so ang unang makikita natin ay kung sino-sino yung ating mga customers and suppliers. So, ang kagandahan kay Odoo, marami siyang viewpoints. Yung viewpoint natin ngayon ay tawag ay Kanban or card view. Meron din tayong list view. So, pwede nating tingnan yung mga contact people or contact persons natin per company. So, very straightforward yung pagkukuha natin ng data na kailangan natin. Pero ang kagandahan sa Kanban view, so ang kagandahan sa Kanban view ay nakikita natin lahat ng mga contacts natin per company. And at the same time, meron itong mga different types of smart buttons na pwede nating tingnan. So, let's look at one in particular. So, let's start with yung ating, for example, supplier. Okay. So, dito, kay Manila Supplier and Trading, at the top, nakikita natin yung mga smart buttons na naka-umbrella view kay Manila Supplier and Trading. So, nakikita natin yung address, contact details nila, email address, and at the same time, may mga smart buttons dun sa taas kung saan natin makikita yung mga invoices, sales orders, or vendor bills na related sa kanila. So, ang kagandahan kay Odoo, meron siyang iba-ibang tabs dito sa baba. So we can assign, let's say, a salesperson. For example, ako. And then, ano yung mga payment terms, let's say 30 days to pay, and even price list. So on Odoo, meron tayong iba-ibang multi-currencies na pwede nating i-activate. So since ito ay in Philippine peso, pwede nating ilagay dito Philippine peso. And then, we can also specify yung purchase terms natin. For example, since ito ay yung ating supplier, meron tayong recurring na ano sa kanila, agreement na every purchase order natin sa kanila ay 30 days to pay. And then we can also specify kung ano yung payment method. So, pwedeng manual lang natin i-process. So, for this demo, I'll just select manual for now. And then, here, pwede din nating i-specify kung meron silang mga banking details para mabilis nating makuha yung mga details na ito. So, meron din tayong mapapansin dito na meron tayong partner limit. So, ito yung credit limit ng kumpanya. So, for example, for this for this supplier, meron tayong partner limit na 10,000 pesos, meaning magkakaroon tayo ng warning anytime na lumagpas tayo sa amount na ito. Okay. So, ito yung ating contacts view. So, ang kagandahan din kay Odoo, everything will be auto-saved, pero pwede din natin siyang i-save manually. And you will notice na kung meron tayong pinapalitan, mare-record siya dito sa ating right-hand side, dun sa ating activity panel. So, ang kagandahan kay Odoo, pwede tayong mag-send ng emails using this activity panel. Pwede din tayong mag-log note. Pwede nating i-message or i-tag yung ating internal na mga employees. And at the same time, pwede din tayong mag-schedule ng activities. So, if I click on schedule activities, pwede nating i-select yung gusto nating activity type. So, pwede nating i-specify kung ano yung mga reminders na kailangan natin, anong petsa nito. And of course, mano-notify tayo on the system. So, for now, I'll click on discard. So, now, since alam na natin yung settings ng ating contacts, let's go on to the next app, which is the sales app. Okay. So, sa sales app, ang makikita naman natin sa dashboard ay yung ating mga quotations and ano yung mga status nito. So, actually, nakikita natin yung number, creation date, kung kailan siya ginawa, sino yung customer natin, at sino yung salesperson, and ano yung price, and ano yung status ng ating quotation. So, if I click on new, gagawa ako ng bagong quotation, and I can send this to my customer through Odoo. So, I'll click on, let's say, a customer. Let's say this is Coco Martinez, Coco Sari-Sari Store. So, automatic, kapag naklik ko tong pangalan ng ating customer, magpapakita yung address nila from our contacts list. So, yun yung nakita natin kanina. And then, pwede kong specify yung expiration date. For example, June 23, mag-expire yung quotation, yung price list, and yung payment terms. So, kung itong customer natin ay may 30 days to pay, I can specify it here. Okay. Now, kung gusto kong ilagay yung ating mga produkto, pwede ko siyang ilagay dito sa order lines. So, I can just click on Add Product and select yung produkto na gusto kong ibenta dito sa customer na to. So, for example, tumawag sa akin si Coco Martinez. Ang sabi niya ay ang kailangan nila ay 10 halo-halo ice crushers. Timing ngayon ay summer. So, I can just select yung halo-halo ice crusher and then specify yung quantity as 10. And then, Odoo will compute for me yung amount ng ating subtotal. So, I can also specify dito kung may VAT ba yung ating produkto. So, I'll click here for taxes, 12% VAT. And then, makikita natin dito sa ibaba. And then, makikita natin dito sa ilalim yung ating total, which is 3,920 pesos. So, ang kagandahan kay Odoo is, madali niya ma-recall yung mga produkto natin, and at the same time, mas mabilis tayo makagawa ng quotations and makasend ng emails or PDF to our customers. So, if I look at my products, yan. So, ang nakikita ko ngayon ay yung mga categories ng mga products na pwede kong ibenta sa ating kumpanya. So, here, meron tayong mga clothing and pambahay na category. Meron din tayong mga seasonal food products, polvoron, pastillas, and yema. And we also have summer products. So, ito yung mga quantities ng ating produkto. Meron tayong tig 20 na summer products. And then, meron tayong 100 plus na boxes of food products. Now, pagbalik natin dun sa ating quotation, kung ako ay magse-select dito ng item quantity, let's say 30, papalitan ko siya. So, ngayon, since lumagpas na tayo dun sa sales credit limit ni Coco Sari Sari Store na 10,000 pesos, meron tayong nakitang warning. So, may credit limit warning tayo. So, ang kagandahan kay Odoo, kapag meron tayong mga pending na mga invoices, pwedeng i-warn tayo ni Odoo na pwede nating i-limit muna yung ating mga quotations and wait for payment before we send another quotation. Pero this is a non-blocking warning. So, ibig sabihin, pwede pa rin tayo mag-proceed dun sa ating quotation as long as meron tayong approval. Here, since I am the business owner, I can approve of this order and then I can proceed with this quotation. Additionally, ang kagandahan kay Odoo, meron tayong mga quotation templates. Kung gusto nating gamitin yung quotation template, pwede natin siyang iset dun sa configurations. So, if I click on template quotation here, makikita natin meron na siyang title head and terms and condition. So, mas kumpleto yung ating quotation the way na we will usually send it to our customers. So, ganun ulit. Ang kagandahan sa quotation templates ay pwede nating siyang pre-configure para mas mabilis tayong gumawa ng mga quotations kung paulit-ulit yung template natin. So, as usual, pwede kong tanggalin yung ating quantity for now and change this to 30. But you will notice meron siyang nagbago dito sa parang graph katabi ito. So, if I click on this, makikita natin na 10 lang actually yung quantity na meron tayo sa ating warehouse, pero yung gusto ng ating customer ay 30 units. So, kulang. Pero, pwede naman tayong umorder para ma-satisfy natin yung requirement and we can deliver this to our customer. So, for now, I will be delivering 30 pieces ng ating halo-halo ice crusher and 5 pieces or units ng large picnic umbrella. And ito yung ating total. And then I can also put yung ating VAT. Okay. So, kung okay na tong quotation, I can save and then I can send by email. If I click on yung button na send by email, makikita natin na may pop-up si Odoo and meron siyang template quotation. Nakikita natin dito, template email with yung ating quotation number, yung peso value niya, and meron siyang attachment PDF. So if I click on the PDF, ang makikita natin ay yung same quantities na ginawa natin earlier with yung title and of course yung unVAT amount, untaxed amount, yung VAT natin, and yung grand total ng ating quotation. And of course, andito din yung ating company name, contact details at the bottom, and our terms and condition. So, instead of manually doing yung ating usual na process na kailangan nating gumawa ng file sa spreadsheet and save this to PDF, pwede na nating i-shortcut yung proseso. So, ngayon, pagbalik natin dun sa template email kanina, I'll click on send. And now, nagsisend tayo ng email to our customer. So, you will notice dito sa gilid na meron tayong email na na-send dun sa ating customer with yung attachment PDF na nakita natin kanina. And kung ano yung changes na ginawa natin, meron tayong traceability ng ating historical steps. So, lahat ng ginagawa natin kay Odoo ay natatrack natin. So, lahat ng changes, we can monitor. Okay. So, now, let's look at yung email ng ating customer to see kung ano yung marireceive ng ating customers through Odoo. Okay, so ngayon nasa email na tayo ng ating customer. So this is yung demo email natin. And we just received an email from Odoo. So quotation number 43. So kapag kinlik natin ito, makikita natin na meron tayong email with the PDF attachment and yung template email natin kanina. Tapos meron siyang sign and pay button dito sa gilid. Meaning, yung customers natin, pwede nilang i-click ito para makita nila yung quotation on our customer portal. So, I'll click on this sign and pay quotation. So, here, pag-load ng ating customer portal, nakikita natin yung exact quotation with the terms and condition and yung total as we saw earlier. So, now, yung customer natin, kapag they click on sign and pay, they can approve of this sales order. So, they can sign their name. So, for example, ito yung signature. And when they click on accept and sign, okay? So, once na na-confirm na with signature yung quotation, meron na silang marireceive na I agree to the following terms. To validate the order, kailangan nilang i-proceed yung payment. So, nakikita natin na yung signature has been, so makikita natin yung signature ay nandito na sa quotation on the customer portal. And if we go to the back end, makikita natin na yung quotation ay order signed by Coco Martinez. And if we look at yung PDF na ito, makikita natin na yung signature on the customer portal is also included dun sa ating PDF. So we can actually have a confirmation on the sales order. So from quotation, naging quotation sent na siya kasi we've sent an email. And if I click on confirm, from quotation sent, magiging sales order na siya. So since now we have a sales order, si Odoo nag-generate siya ng smart button para matrack natin yung delivery. So, since si Odoo ay natatrack niya yung mga next logical steps natin, may automations tayo na meron ngayong delivery for this sales order. And we can also create an invoice para sa sales order na ito. So, if I click on this smart button, I will see na meron tayong items that needs to be delivered. So, Manila out, 001, and ito yung mga items na available natin. So, ang product availability natin currently is not available kasi kulang yung ating items sa ating warehouse. 10 lang yung meron tayo, 30 yung kailangan nating i-deliver. So, kailangan nating bumili pa. So, if I go back to my dashboard and I go to inventory, tingnan natin muna yung ating items in our warehouse. So, in our dashboard sa inventory, makikita natin meron tayong 2 warehouse, meron tayong 1 to process na delivery order. If I click on this button, makikita natin ito yung ginawa natin kanina na Manila out 001 for Coco Martinez. So, related siya dun sa sales order number 43. So, here nakikita natin, meron tayong mga different boxes. So, items to receive, internal transfers, delivery orders, point of sale orders, and returns. So, iba-iba. And dalawa yung ating locations. Isa sa Manila and isa sa Tagaytay. So, if I click on products, again, makikita natin yung mga produkto natin kanina. And if I look at yung halo-halo ice crusher, makikita natin yung mga settings ng ating produkto. So currently, meron tayong 20 items on hand. And if I go to reporting, I go to stock, makikita natin yung quantity available in our warehouses. So currently, sa main warehouse, meron tayong 10 sa Manila. And sa Tagaytay, meron din tayong 10. Yung ibang items sa Tagaytay, wala tayong quantity on hand. Okay. So, going back to products. So, now we will need to purchase these items para ma-replenish natin yung demand. So, kay Odoo, marami siyang different settings. So, for example, meron tayong attributes and variants. So, kung for example, meron tayong different sizes, different colors, pwede nating ilagay. So, an example of this ay, for example, color. Kagaya na na-mention ko kanina. Let's say may black, may white, may black, and may beige. So, now, meron tayong tatlong variants. And then, Odoo will create a smart button with the variants. So, pwede nating lagyan ng different prices and different iterations. So, for example, kung meron din siyang size. So, let's say small. And then, medium. And then, also large. So, kanina, 3 lang yung variants natin. Pero now, meron na tayong 9 variants. So, ganun si Odoo gumawa ng mga different configurations on the system. So, nakikita natin, for the white color, meron siyang different sizes. Yung black color, iba-ibang sizes. And yung beige, iba-ibang sizes. So, that's yung ating variant settings. Pero for now, let's say isa lang yung ating variant. Let's keep it as one product lang siya. And then, if we go to purchase, pwede nating specify kung kanino natin siya binibili. So, ang supplier natin dito ay si Manila Supplier and Trading, 100 pesos per item, and it will take 2 weeks para dumating yung produkto sa ating warehouse sa Manila. Now, on our inventory settings, we can also specify kung meron tayong tracking. Kung kailangan natin ng lot number, yan, or kung meron ding expiration dates para sa mga pagkain. So later on, makikita natin yung settings na to para sa mga food products. Pero for now, since we are not tracking lot number for this item, I'll just put no tracking for now. Okay. So, since ito yung mga items natin, let's replenish yung ating materials. So I'll click on Operations, Replenishment, and then, pwede nating i-select yung items na gusto nating bilhin. So, for example, si Halo-Halo Ice Crusher, kailangan natin ng 50 units para meron tayong sobra. Yan. So, I'll just select yung item and put the number there. And then, si Odoo na yung gagawa ng smart button na pwede na akong mag-order ng items. So, pwede mong maramihan na mag-select ng items as well. So, for example, yema, polvoron, and ube pastillas, let's order 10 boxes each. And si Odoo na yung mag-update ng 10 for each item. So, now, I'll click on Order Once para gumawa ng Request for Quotation. So, nakita natin, meron tayong Request for Quotation number 36 and 37 na nagawa through the system. Now, going back to the dashboard, going to purchase. So, makikita natin, meron tayong sales order number 36 and 37. So, if I look at number 36, makikita ko dito yung ating Halo-Halo Ice Crusher. So, makikita natin yung mga different quantities. And if we want to compare yung ating mga purchase orders as well, pwede nating tingnan. So, for example, kung meron tayong multiple suppliers, pwede kong i-click on yung compare product lines. And then, pwede nating tingnan kung ano yung cost ng isang item sa ibang suppliers. So, for example here, si Manila Supplier and Trading, meron tayong expected arrival ng June 7 kung umorder tayo ngayon, and 100 pesos yung price. Pero kay Supplier B, meron tayong expected arrival ng item ng July 7, so 1 month yung difference, pero mas mura siya. So, 90 pesos lang siya. So, ngayon pwede tayong mag-compare ng different suppliers very easily by looking at yung different quotations na sinubmit sa atin ng suppliers natin. And pwede tayong pumili. So, let's say, I need the items very fast dahil may order tayo pending. So I will choose Manila Supplier and Trading, and I will cancel the rest of my order from Supplier B and Supplier A. Okay. So here, pwede kong baguhin ulit yung ating quantity also. Let's say I only want 50 of this item. So yan. So nagre-reflect siya dito. And then I'll put in the taxes as well. Yan. Now, if I click on save, I can also save, I can also send this by email to our supplier, or dahil nakita na natin yung workflow kanina, I'll just confirm the order para pwede na nating ma-proceed itong order na to. You will notice meron siyang pop-up na na-receive, alternative warning. So, ika-cancel ni Odoo yung ating mga request for quotation from supplier B and supplier A since we've already selected si Manila supplier. So, I'll cancel alternatives. Yan. So, now, after I've removed yung mga alternatives natin, I am now expecting yung delivery ni supplier to our warehouse. So, if I click on this smart button, one to receive, I will see Manila in number 5. So, going back to my dashboard, going to inventory, makikita natin, nagre-reflect na siya sa ating main warehouse, 1 to process. So, if I am yung warehouse man, and I am doing yung usual na checking kung ano yung mga expected deliveries natin or kung ano yung kailangan nating i-deliver to our customers, nakikita natin very easily with the help of Odoo. So, I'll just click on 1 to process. And I will see na kung ano yung ginawa ni Odoo due in 14 days, marireceive natin yung items. So, yung halo-halo ice crusher, 50 units, due for June 19. So, if I click on set quantities, yan. So, 50 units yung na-receive natin, for example, and I'll click on validate. So, now we've received 50 of these items, yung halo-halo ice crusher, into our warehouse. So, if I go back to my products, makikita natin na 70 na yung ating items on hand. So, ganun kaganda yung system na in real time nating mamomonitor yung mga deliveries and movements ng ating mga suppliers and what are the demands for our customers. So, hindi na natin siya kailangan manually gawin. And at the same time, we can see na it is updated. So, 60 yung nasa main warehouse and 10 pa rin sa Tagaytay. And on our moves history under reporting, nakikita natin yung mga movements ng ating material. So, we can also group this by product. So, yung ating halo-halo ice crusher na we just received, we can see it here with the date and timestamp. Okay. So, since we've purchased this, pwede na tayong bumalik dun sa ating sales order kanina. So, going back to sales app, clicking on the quotation. And then, if I check this, yung delivery. So, now, yung not available kanina, available na siya. So, if I click on set quantities, I don't have to manually input yung quantity dito. And I'll click on validate. So, nakikita natin na meron tayong automated na email sent to our customer. So, with attachment PDF din siya. Ito yung ating delivery slip. So, towards our customer's address from our warehouse and yung ordered and delivered quantity nakikita natin dito. Now, ang kagandahan kay Odoo, of course, pwede mo ding gamitin yung mobile app version para mapirmahan ng ating customer yung deliveries nila to confirm. So, if I click on yung sign, so for example, na-receive na to ng ating customer and they sign it here. So, makikita natin the order has been signed by Coco Martinez. So yung signature nila is also attached to the PDF. Now, ang kagandahan kay Odoo, meron din siyang mga picking operations and you can use a barcode scanner to use for the receiving and deliveries ng ating warehouse materials. So, pwede din natin siya lagyan ng barcode para mas mabilis nating ma-in and out yung mga products in our warehouse. Okay. So, going back sa ating dashboard ng sales. So, since we've already delivered yung items kay Coco Martinez, makikita natin, nag-update dun sa ating sales order na meron tayong 30 and 5 delivered. So, here, wala pa tayong nai-invoice para sa customer natin. I can click on Create Invoice to create yung invoice para sa sales order na ito. So, we have a choice here sa pop-up. We can either create an invoice, a regular invoice, down payment, percentage, down payment, fixed amount. So, for example, kung meron tayong down payment for yung mga sales orders natin, pwede natin gamitin yung down payment percentage. So, I'll select this and then put in yung amount. So, 50%. Now, if I click on Create and View Invoice, so now, Odoo has generated for me a draft customer invoice. So, andito yung address ng ating customer. I can put in the invoice date, for example, today. Yung payment reference, kung ano yung PO or quotation number ni ating customer para for our reference. And then, you will see here, dito sa ating invoice lines, down payment, sales and revenues na account, and then yung quantity. So, yung kaninang 16,000, si Odoo na yung nag-compute ng 50%, and then we can see it here. So, I'll also put in the 12% VAT. Okay. Now, if I click on Save and Confirm, so now we have created a customer invoice para dun sa sales order. And Odoo is also giving us a new smart button dito sa taas, linking this customer invoice to that sales order. So if I click on this one, makikita natin, dalawa na yung smart buttons natin dito with yung ating activity on the right-hand side, yung down payment. Okay. Now, if I go to accounting, and then click on the customer invoices, makikita natin, andito na yung draft invoice natin kanina na 50% down payment. So, if I click on this one, makikita natin the status is not paid. So, kung itong item na to ay nakapag-send na ng payment or nakapag-transfer na ng payment si Coco Martinez, I can just click on Register Payment here. And Odoo will give us a pop-up na kung saan siya matatrack. So, anong journal, for example, kung bank or cash, payment method, and then yung amount. So, for this one, it's 9,094.4 pesos, yung ating down payment amount. And if I click on Create Payment, makikita natin, magkakaroon siya ng notification na yung status ay in payment from kanina na not paid. So, nakikita natin din dito sa gilid yung status na changes natin. And then, going back to the invoices, makikita natin, it also reflects here na it is now in payment. Now, if this item, let's say, going back to accounting, so nakikita natin yung different journals sa ating accounting dashboard. So, here we can see yung journal for customer invoices, yung ating mga supplier or vendor bills, bank, and then cash. So, if I click on this one, bank, and then if I, let's say, may bank statement ako, let's say, bank statement 0605. And then yung amount. So, may nakita tayong deposit for that amount. Then, if I click on this one, I can look at yung mga transactions on Odoo to reconcile. So, ito yung mga bank reconciliation. So, if I click on this one, yung ating outstanding receivables, Coco Sari-Sari Store, and then I will see na from our bank statement and our yung ating invoice kanina for our sales order number 43, if I click on to check, makikita natin it has matched. So, now if I go back to my customers' invoices, yung ating payment status has been paid and posted. So, this is yung kagandahan kay Odoo. Lahat ng mga transactions natin ay pwede nating i-automate. And of course, instead of manually doing it ourselves, pwedeng mas mabilis yung ating proseso. Yung mga accountant natin will just need to validate yung mga transfers, yung mga deposits on our account. Now, if I click on reporting, and then yung ating general ledger, makikita natin in real time yung ating sales and revenue na down payment of 50%, nakikita natin siya dito. So, one of the advantage of having a system is, of course, lahat ng automations will make it faster for us to track yung mga different monitoring na we need on a day-to-day basis. And we don't have to do that manually. So, the advantage of having this system is, of course, lahat ng ating tax and ating, let's say, transactions, nakikita natin in real time. Okay. So, if I go back to my sales order, I will see here na meron tayong invoice number 1 paid. And then, if I create another invoice with deducting the down payments, so yung next na invoice ni Coco Martinez, makikita natin na it's also here. So, yan. I'll click on today's invoice date, and then click on confirm. So now we have another invoice for yung remaining items. And nakikita natin, andito yung down payment. So if I click on register payment again, and then go back to accounting and reporting sa general ledger natin, makikita natin in real time na yung down payment plus yung ating the rest of the payment has been recorded on the system. So, fully paid na siya. And if I go back to my sales order, makikita natin the invoice quantity has been updated. So, it is fully paid. Now, kung sa sales ganon, sa purchasing ganon din. So, we can pay for yung ating quotation kanina, yung ating RFQ kanina, na 50 items na halo-halo ice crusher. So, if I click on create bill and put today's bill date and click on confirm, I can register the payment. So, ito yung cost ng ating items, 50 units ng ating halo-halo ice crusher, and I'll click on register payment. I'll keep this in the bank journal and the payment method manual. Yeah, so the status is now in payment. So, in accounting, again, if I go back, so yung traceability natin ng mga supplier and customer invoices, nakikita natin yung status. So, here, yung 5,000 pesos na ating halo-halo ice crushers, we can track it here. And as you saw earlier, meron tayong makikitang reflected on our general ledger in real time na yung ating halo-halo ice crusher na 5,000 has been recorded. So, ang kagandahan din kay Odoo, meron tayong different types of different reports na automated. Like for example, the balance sheet. And then, profit and loss. And another one is yung ating partner ledger. So, pwede nating tingnan specific for our customers or our suppliers kung ano yung mga invoices na meron tayo sa kanila. So, for example, kay Coco Sari Sari Store, nakikita natin yung mga transactions and invoices natin kanina, plus yung kay Manila Supplier and Trading for yung 5,600 with VAT na purchase natin for the Halo Halo Ice Crusher. So, now, ang kagandahan kay Odoo, since we're tracking everything in real time, so it makes it more efficient para magawa natin yung mga business operations natin. And at the same time, meron tayong dashboards. So lastly, so lahat ng transactions natin in real time na monitor sa system. So from our sales to purchasing, yung real-time monitoring ng ating inventory products. So, if I look at it, like for example, yung ating stocks under reporting. So, nakikita natin 40 na lang yung available in our all of our warehouses, and in our main warehouse 30 na lang. So, if I also look at yung ating moves history, makikita natin lahat ng transactions. So, red meaning from our warehouse to our customers, and then green meaning na receive natin from our suppliers to our warehouse. So, we can see kung paano natin mapa-fast track na hindi na natin kailangan magbiyahe or mag-manually gumawa ng mga reports in order to monitor yung mga operations natin. Especially since marami tayong mga transactions that we need to record on a day-to-day basis, and at the same time, kung tayo ay limited lang yung mga manpower natin, mas madali nilang nalalaman kung ano yung kailangan nilang gawin on a day-to-day basis. So, lastly, if I click on dashboards, so, ang makikita ko dito ay lahat ng mga sales performance metrics na gusto kong makita as a business owner. So, I can see here yung mga performance ng aking company in terms of sales. So, I can compare kung ano yung performance namin on a month-to-month basis. Kung ano yung mga products na top products ko, I can also look at it in terms of revenue. And then, lastly, pwede ko din tingnan yung aking accounting. So, having a snapshot of my company's financial health, makikita ko dito yung mga aking current income, receivables, kung ano yung mga status ng aking kung ano yung status ng aking company in terms of financials. So, I can also see yung mga purchases natin and inventory on hand. So, ang kagandahan kay Odoo, lahat ito ay na-auto-generate, na-extract niya yung mga data from your day-to-day activities, making it more streamlined and faster for you to do your work more efficiently. So, for a more in-depth na discussion dun sa ating accounting module, we will have a separate webinar for that as well. So, for now, this is it. Thank you so much for attending today's webinar. I hope that this was able to show you some of the functions ng Odoo and how it can help with your day-to-day operations as a business owner. Have a good day!